guys, it's Jen, that Catholic gamer. So I figured we'd do a little chatty video. I haven't been around in a really long time, and I'm sorry about that. Things have been crazy busy since the beginning of June. I got married. You can kind of see my ring if we focus, maybe, maybe. Um, so yeah, on June 8th, I got married. And then at the end of June, we went home to Michigan, where I'm from, and we had a party with my family there. Uh, we basically said that our wedding here was going to be really small, and it was, and it was perfect. And that we didn't want all of our family from all over the place to have to travel. So we decided we'd just have a party there later. And then if they wanted to come to the wedding here, which some of them did, then they were absolutely welcome, but that we understood that it's a long trip. It's a long trip. We do it twice a year. We know how long of a trip it is. And we knew that we were going to be there. Um, June 26th is the anniversary of my stepdad's passing. Um, he was my dad. Uh, so we always go out to Michigan where he's buried every year at that time of the year. So we knew that we were going to be out there. We had a great time. Everyone got along. It was great. I have a very large family, and there's very many parts to my family. So sometimes personalities clash. But it was fantastic. Everyone was great. We had a good time. We got to spend time with our family that we don't see very often. I got to see my cousin who's pregnant. We got to have dinner with her and her husband. And we went swimming. I jumped in the lake. I was pretty excited about that. My grandparents live right across the street from a little lake. And when I was little, every year we would swim all year long. And I don't get to do it all that much anymore. So I jumped in the lake. Jay went with me. I think that was the first time he'd ever jumped in the lake with me, which is surprising because he's been there many, many times. But yeah, it's been really, really great. And then this month, unfortunately, one of our neighbors is moving or has moved. They've been there for most of my childhood. They've lived there for 23 years. And before they were there, their brother and sister-in-law were there. So there's always been their family next door, and now they've moved. So we helped them out a lot with I cleaned. I knew that they were running out of time, so I ran over there and I cleaned for them, like just watched their dog, did whatever we could to give them a hand. They've been fantastic neighbors, and we miss them terribly already. And the woman is the pianist at my church, so we're gonna miss her. We're gonna miss her a lot. We're gonna miss her a lot. So I thought I'd just talk a little bit about my wedding. I'll show you guys some pictures at the end. It was very low key. It was perfect. It was in my little tiny church that I love so much. Um, so for the readings, we chose, for the Old Testament reading, we chose Tobit 8, chapter 8, verses 4 through 8. And then for the New Testament reading, we I I chose First Corinthians verse 12, or chapter 12 verse 31 to chapter 13 verse 8, which is love is patient, love is kind. I've Since I was little, I've dreamed about having that read at my wedding. Um, it's, I guess, a little bit cliche because that's what everyone chooses, but that's what I've always wanted to be as part of my wedding. And then for the gospel, we did John chapter 2, verses 1 through 11, which is, of course, the wedding at Cana. So my another neighbor that moved, only they just moved like down the road, like 2 minutes away, read the Old Testament reading, uh, and then my godmother read the New Testament reading. It was fantastic. Ironically, both the neighbor that used to live across the street that read for me, and then the neighbor that moved, I used to babysit their children. So I've grown up with them, and it was really sad to see them go. It was hard. They've only been gone for like 3 days, but it's still hard. Um, and then I thought I'd talk a little bit about the music that I chose. It was very traditional. The deacon was laughing at me. He was like, so I guess between the readings and the music you chose, like, we're going totally traditional, huh? Yeah, I guess so. That's me. So for the seating of my parents and my grandparents, we chose Ode to Joy. The procession of the bridal party was Canon in D, which is one of my favorites. The responsorial psalm was Blessed Are Those Who Love You. Presentations of the gift was I Have Loved You. Holy Communion was One Bread and One Body. And then the recessional was the Wedding March. We also did Ave Maria when we took flowers to Mary. Everything went very smoothly. I had decided that I was going to be the least bridezilla that anyone could imagine, and I think I did pretty well. I didn't stress about anything. There were a few blips along the way, but of course there were. But everything turned out really great. We had a really good time. Our first dance was Perfect by Ed Sheeran, which is not my mom's favorite musician. So we all got a couple of laughs out of that. And I, for my entire life, has said that I wasn't going to choose a cliche, very popular song. And then I did. I had thought about changing it to The Rose. I had told my aunt when I was very little that I wanted her to sing The Rose at my wedding because she has a very beautiful voice. She didn't make it to the wedding here, and she's also very shy and probably wouldn't have sang. Or, well, she's shy with singing. So that didn't happen. But I had thought about changing it to The Rose. But yeah, everything went really great. We had a fantastic time. But hopefully now I can get back to normal. And I need to clean my office. It's a mess. I've got stuff everywhere. Wedding stuff, bags from traveling. I've just got stuff everywhere. So hopefully I will start doing some more videos. If you have any ideas for me, put them in the comments below. If you've seen or haven't been to my channel before, please subscribe, like, share, hit the little bell so that it notifies you when I have a video up. And thanks for watching.